Yeah, I see that a lot in posts today. People get upset like, oh, how could you go to any school that supported something like that? And I don't think they understand. That was every school in the Midwest. Public or private. Like, if you went to school, you learned these things. Because our schools were meant to double as military prep. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it was just my daily reality. Wilderness survival was just on the menu, sort of like any other class. It does sound odd from someone who hasn't been to one. Yeah, and it wasn't implemented throughout the entire country. It was more in areas of the South and the Midwest. So when you tell that to someone who's from, like, California, it kind of freaks them out a little bit. Guys, I didn't choose to do it. It was just a regular school for us. It's kind of weird looking back on it, actually. To realize, hey, that wasn't normal schooling for the rest of the country. Because you kind of assumed it was. And then you find out later, no, we were sort of special that way. And we've made it down to the Gates of Antiquity, an old temple. I can wait to do my leveling a bit. $600! Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Oh, hello. One made it down. I'm gonna get its chain gauge stable and then I'll Libra it. Which does pause the battle when you look at Libra. Okay, fire and water. Oh, but magic is halved, so Flame Strike would do better. So I'll solely do attack then. Vanille has no choice, but Saz, you can see he's using Flame Strike instead of fire. Because all magic is halved. But Flame Strike still does fire damage, even though it's a physical attack. And we don't have access to anything else that uses TP, so we might as well Libra the heck out of anything we see. Let's see, anything behind these corners? New? What? Maybe. Hang on, I hear something. Nope. Ah, there it is. It's over there. I see it. Come here. Of course, now I do want to battle everything because experience. And it seems like enemies are limited, but they aren't. They will respawn if you get far enough away. So never worry about getting too stuck.
Just stay out of my way.
And since you are level capped, like I said, it relies more on strategy than it does stats. Says someone who flubbed the moment they got the Crystarium. It was an accident! I haven't played this game in 4 years? I think it was about 4 years since I played it last. Technically, not too long ago by my standards. And normally trophies would be popping up, probably right after the upcoming boss, but yeah, since I already started a Let's Play of this, I probably won't see trophies popping up until the very late game.
Those will be our cold-blooded beasts.
Cool, I got all three. This is probably wasting stagger time, but oh, I should be using Ruin. Physical attack is halved. Get a few last little shots in there. Because if we start off and try Disaster, the gauge raises very quickly, but it also falls just as quickly. It's kind of hard to see right now, too. You probably won't be able to see it until you become a healer yourself, but our characters actually do have a stagger gauge. That's because originally Final Fantasy XIII was going to allow your characters to become staggered as well. That's something they took out, though. So the gauge is still in the game, they just made it so astronomically high that it's impossible for your characters to be staggered. But it is in the game. It is in the files. It was just easier to make it astronomically high than to fully take the system out. Since at that point it could have really been an error in coding that's like, oh, we gotta redo the whole battle system from the ground up if we want to take out this one feature that we've decided not to use, so it's easier to just find a workaround to disable it than it is to yank it out and potentially having to do all of that coding all over again, because yay, sometimes it just be like that. Ooh, a spark ring. I believe that decreases damage from electric. That's the paradigm's dummy. I don't know, is there anybody 400, 400, 435? How much does it resist lightning by 20%? It's not that big of a deal. We want to be this way. Just like certain areas in a game, sometimes it's easier to just black off an area than it is to take it out of the game's code. I know that's true for, like, Spyro 3. There's a lot of areas in Spyro 3 that are actually walled off, quote-unquote secret areas. It's just easier to wall them off than to take them out completely. Because that can cause bugs everywhere else, and it's like, you know what, it's just easier to put up a barrier. You can go through that hole up there for a shortcut, but I like to take the long way around just for the combat experience. A big guy. Do I know what you are weak to? I'll take care of the grunts first. And if there's a lot of enemies, you don't have to worry about libering them, because every time you defeat one, you gain a little bit of data on it. So kill 5, 10 or so, and you'll have a complete profile. Let's see. Ooh, everything's halved. Fine, I'll do what I want then. There we go. One more and switch. And enemies too, if they don't have a specific weakness, you can see that Saz is switching between Flame Strike and Fire, which is just the AI's way of doing things. I actually don't like to do that because switching back and forth takes ever so slightly longer. I'd usually prefer to just pick like all Fire or all Flame Strike if it really doesn't matter, because the commands will execute just slightly faster. It's probably also, too, because mechanically, Hope is pretty powerful. He is a very decent magic user. When he finally gets his crap together, Millerite! Which, as many have pointed out, sounds a lot like Miller Lite. Not my favorite brand of beer, personally. I prefer stronger beers, or flavored beers. Light beer is basically beer-flavored water to me, but hey, to each their own. Vanille, heal! If it gets too low, you can always heal manually with potions. Don't even risk it. Man, these things have pretty high attack. Not my best score. This way. I think. I get turned around in here. Follow the yellow arrow, I guess. Even though it totally feels like the wrong direction. I guess not. Do not trust your instincts in this case. Because mine were dead heckin' wrong. Okay. We should be getting pretty close. We could. Fine, I shall kill them, and then I shall loop around. I see, there's a difference. There's trackers and then there's rangers. They look the same, but they are not. Oh yeah, rangers have way less HP. It's the trackers that are ruining my day. Let's just get rid of you. He's up a ways. Let's stagger. Just stay away from lightning. It's also worth noting that having 3 Ravagers does increase the chain gauge faster. Not just because there's 3 Ravagers, but it does combine the effects. it does cause a bonus to happen. It doesn't really explain those bonuses all too well, but there is a bonus for having multiple of the same class in a party. Having multiple Ravagers increases chain bonus more effectively. Multiple Commandos does a damage bonus. Healers a healing bonus. And Sentinel a defense bonus. So if you have 3 Sentinels on the field, it is a pretty decent idea to switch to that if you know a big attack is coming. But it will decrease damage, even if the Sentinels themselves are not doing anything yet. You're not allowed to buff yet. That might break the game.
Something's making the hairs on my neck stand up.
Yeah, I think there is something that's going to be past that save point, so I'm going to check around here really quick. Phoenix down. Anything on the other side? Yes. Vanille, don't speak too soon. And 2 Libroscopes. I'm gonna use this moment to level up. Power Chain. Bolster Attacker Ruin at the head of attack queue when the chain gauge is empty. Okay, I think that's everything for Commando. It is. Ooh, water. I didn't know she had water. It's a good thing I grabbed that when I did. And that is it for Ravager for Vanille. I don't know, am I the only one who finds that soothing just listening to that? I don't know, it's kind of like ASMR for leveling up. Like, yeah, levels! And that is a maxed out Ravager class for Saz, for now. Onward.
Stay close. I want to look around.
Vanille, that is a very foolish idea. We do have an army after us.
Vanille.
As well as their monsters!
Over here.
It's boss time! Okay, immediately Libra. Hurry up. Okay, its only weakness is air, and it's immune to ground, which we don't have anyways, so have at. I don't know, I might do Ruin just because it's faster. I don't have to physically jump up there every time. I can just throw balls of magic. Ooh, staggered already. Not bad. I was a little low on HP, so I was gonna heal, but yeah.
It's charging up.
Charging? What are you talking about? Charging for what?
Its last moments.
Desperation move. Phase 2. Barrier. Alright, what's barrier? Resistant to physical and magic attacks, still weak to wind. And that's why we got the shock charm or whatever it was called, because this thing causes lightning damage. Not a whole ton, but if you're struggling, it might be a good idea to equip that instead of the iron bangle.
Stay sharp.
Staggering a lot slower this time, so I'm just gonna swap my rolls. Now it is a good idea to see how I have water, thunder, water. If you swap up your spells like that, you have a higher chance, oh dear, of increasing the stagger. So it increases it slightly faster if you mix it up. That's part of the reason why our party members were switching between like fire and flame strike, even though it was slower. It increases the chain gauge just slightly faster to mix it up. I'm gonna do one more of these and then I'm gonna swap to Relentless Assault. And of course, the ultimate question, which side is the front? Because there's a face on both ends. It has a butt face. Ah, 4. See, the target time is the time it wants you to complete it in, and if you get it in half the target time, that's what gets you 5 stars. I'm just slightly over half, so 4 stars. Fortisol, Silver Bangle, and Up in Arms. Up in Arms is actually a node that upgrades the shop, so we get more shops to shop from. Since you can also shop from the save points, I forgot to point that out. We'll do it next time. And the Crystarium has been expanded. The Synergist role is now available to Saz, and the Saboteur role is now available to Vanille. We'll get to that later. What if the fronts are the sides? Who knows?
Come on, hop to it. Let's go.
And the mechanical owl is not just for show. Keep an eye on it. Of course, the airship just happens to be here. With launch pad and everything. How
This'll make things easier.
convenient.
Yeah, knowing our luck, it's probably missing an engine.
You shouldn't be so negative.
And you shouldn't get your hopes up.
Meanwhile, with Snow. How's it going, buddy? He's still chipping away at the ground, getting nowhere, because it's literally solid. Dude, you should have just ducked down.
You gonna lend me a hand or what?
Wait for them to pass.
Cleanup. Let me help.
Remember, these are technically rookie soldiers. We haven't had a l'Cie problem in hundreds of years. Meaning everybody here is pretty green. As Lightning said earlier, Special Forces, aka just, regular troops have more combat experience than Special Forces. So Police, which is used to dealing with civilians and occasional monsters, have more training than some of the l'Cie force here. And you know what, that's what I should have on Snow. I should have had Doctor's Code. I'll do this one. Should have had Doctor's Code on Snow, but oh well. Maybe not. Maybe not, because I wouldn't get it back for a while. Hey, buddy, you're glowing.
What's he doing? Watch yourself. Stay alert.
Magic is not the only thing you get when you become a l'Cie. Behold, our summons. The Shiva sisters.
What's happening?
But if you want to keep them, you gotta earn them. And these are some of the hardest battles in the whole dang game. This tutorial explains how to fight the mighty beings known as Eidolons, aka your summons. Defeat them in combat and their powers will be yours to command, but be warned, attacking alone will not overcome them. So there are certain requirements to getting Eidolons, it is not just overpowering them. At the start of a battle against an Eidolon, a time limit is imposed upon you, being a doom counter. As you demonstrate your power to the Eidolon, its Gestalt gauge will slowly fill. Attack the Eidolon until its gauge is full, and then press X to claim... Square to claim victory. Wrong controller. Attacks are not the only way to charge the gauge. Use the Libra technique may provide you with hints as to what additional abilities can be used. Defensive roles are most effective against the Shiva sisters. So first thing, immediately Libra. And mash that R1 button. Yields to those who amass a chain bonus. So I think Sentinel actually... No, maybe... Okay, I see, I remember now. It's when she does that I want to... And the other one heals me, so keep that in mind. When she's about to go into that, I want to Steel Guard. Or maybe just Steel Guard will be fast enough. Probably will be fast enough. Because I think it goes up so long as I'm guarding. So right before she attacks is when I want to do it. Yeah, because the other one's going to heal me indefinitely, so...
Come on, then.
She's charging her ATB gauge. Come on. Come on, Nyx. There we go, that boosted it a fair ways. It's just that Steel Guard is so slow! Like, when I actually choose to execute it and when it goes off is not super well timed. I could technically be attacking her in between, but like I said, I don't want to risk it. There we go. This might take me several tries, just because it's kind of a wonky fight. Each character is gonna get one of these. Personally, I think Lightnings and Vanilles are probably gonna be the hardest ones. We're probably gonna get it after this. Come on! No! I fell out of it! There we go, there we go. Ravager, because I'm just so close. Oh, we're not gonna make it! I'm doomed, literally! Go! We got it. Okay, so if you just constantly guard, you'll probably get it, but if you're struggling at the end, go Ravager. And, that's one way to form a vehicle. Yes, you can, ride them to, unleash additional damage as the summon. But we get the Shiva Idolith, who turns into a motorcycle. Each one's going to be a different vehicle. And Snow also gains an additional ATV segment, so he has 4 now. Not that we're going to be using it anytime soon.
The twin sisters. I gotta hand it to you for taking them down. But don't gloat just yet. Might come a time you wish you'd let them end it. And made things easy.
More of you, huh?
He's a lessee. Take him.
Back off.
You want to keep breathing? Shut up and come quiet.
That works. She barely even hit him, too. It's just pap.
Bring her this way! Careful now! Come on!
No, fancy what actual tools will do for you. But at least they're keeping Sarah and Snow safe. They didn't just outright shatter her.
Sarah! Shut it.
Strong pap.
Stand down.
You two? Why are you helping them?
If I were you, I'd worry about myself.
Strong shush pap. Fancy that, it happens to be fueled too.
Give me that! What?
And it has bullets.
Did we get him? We got one of them. They're still behind us.
Stop that! Hey! I said stop! You wanna die?
Yeah, notice that this entire city is abandoned too.
How are you gonna lose them? You got me, kid.
Then let me.
No, thank you.
So many coincidences, or are they? There's Eden. That little thing sticking out's Eden.
They're still on us? We're taking hits.
Going down, technically sideways because everywhere is down. We're in a sphere.
Hang on! For the love of all that's good.
Oh, it's worth pointing out too that Saz's career is
Update on the status of the purge.
airship pilot.
Just moments ago, the Sanctum announced the successful conclusion of the purge, along with the safe arrival of the cocoon migrants to their new homes on Pulse.
Yes, that is correct. There's no denying the enormity of the strain the purge placed on us all. But given the tens of millions of lives at stake, there truly was no alternative.
Primarch Daisley stood by the move, stressing the necessity of the relocation. When asked about the possibility of future purges, the Primarch remained non-committal, stating only that he would seek counsel with the Fal'Cie Eden and weigh all options before making a decision.
Yeah, that's right. If it makes the Sanctum look bad, it never even happened.
In all the centuries since the War of Transgression, Cocoon has been spared pulse aggression and prospered for it. It is essential that we maintain this peace. That is the Sanctum's focus. We will continue employing every resource available to combat these threats to the harmony of our society.
Meaning, we'll be running for the rest of our lives.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
who is this guy?
I mean, what do they teach kids these days? He's Gallant Daisley, the Sanctum Primarch. Murderer-in-Chief.
Basically the
According
Pope.
to our
Just
Instant
another
Poll,
tool
nearly
of
90%
the
of Cocoon
Fal'Cie.
citizens agree with the Sanctum's handling of the purge. 70% of respondents said they would also support additional purges were the need to arise.
Let's purge everybody. That'll fix it.
Because the rest of the public thinks the purge happened. They don't realize it was a massacre. But even then, that's ouch.
Points for perseverance.
But how do we get sunlight inside of a closed-off cocoon? Well, here's your answer. It's provided by a Fal'Cie. This is Phoenix, the sun.
Fal'Cie up close and personal. Cocoon's own light in the sky.
A lot of people make the mistake of thinking that Eden is the sun. No, Phoenix is the sun. Eden does light up, but it's more like a moon
Fly in. We'll lose him in there.
for the amount of light it produces. It's not a lot. Phoenix is the sun.
I like this Fal'Cie.
There's more of them!
It also means it can go on and off when needed. But yeah, down we go. We got hit. It wasn't even aiming for us, it was just creating light. It was doing its job and we got hit anyways.